This is the Goat Gazette, the officially unofficial YouTube channel of the Hartford Yard Goats, and I am your host, Midnight Mike. Now, we have a lot to go over. It is the end of the 2022 season, and I have some highlights from our last series in Binghamton. We had a record-breaking season. We're going to talk about that. And at the end, and on a side note, I'm going to talk about what I saw as the epic fail of the split season in minor league baseball. We will get to all of that. But first, I know you guys love your highlights, and I know you love a home run party. So let's get ready for that. We're going to do a Hartford Yard Goats home run party. One, folks, was for all of you. Here we go. This one comes courtesy of Aaron Shunk, Kyle Datris, the unofficial son of the Goat Gazette. He has been on every Goat Gazette from the start, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. Kyle Datris and Daniel Montano. Enjoy, Goat fans.
As he deals the 1-0 to Shunk, and Shunk cranks that one into center field. McElwain going back at the track. He's at the wall, looking up. It's off the batter's eye and over the fence for a home run. Aaron Shunk, another home run. His 14th of the season and RBI number 77. We are tied up at 4.
As Kyle Datris hits the first pitch in a deep left center. Back is McElwain at the track, leaps at the wall, goodbye. Ouch. A solo home run, ouch is right, Harvey, as Datris goes deep. And it puts Hartford ahead 6-0 in the 6th.
2-2 count, 1 out. The pitch to Montano hit on a line into deep right field, driving Jordan back to the track, looking up, and that one is off the billboard and gone. Daniel Montano, his 13th homer of the season, and RBI number 38, ambushes Geber, and Hartford has taken a 5-4 lead here in the 5th.
And that segue is actually really nice into this. The toss-up I got in the Binghamton game was tossed up by Daniel Montano. And yeah, you're probably saying, why would anyone, encase a minor league ball? And here's why. It's my first ball toss-up from a game since the Goat Gazette has been born. So it's a very special ball to me. There it is, tossed up by Daniel Montano, and of course signed, as I showed you before, by Kyle Datris. Anyway, what I want to do is there were a lot of records broken in this season, and I want to thank the Hartford Yard Goats Facebook and Instagram page for these little screenshots that I took because, I'd have to do all that graphic work myself. I could do it, but there's a lot to go into this show, and until they tell me to stop, I want to thank them for that. So follow them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. But check this out, this record-breaking Hartford Yard Goats season, most wins in a season. They finally did that. I think the previous record was 74 wins, and they broke that record in Binghamton. Most wins in a season, 77. Best overall record, 77 and 60, obviously leading to the highest winning percentage at 562, and second place in the Northeastern Division, which, of course, we will talk about on a side note as to why I'm so annoyed by the just the failure of this playoff, the way the playoffs ran this year. People got screwed, and I'm going to tell you about it. All right, now the Yard Goats team records. Here we go. Single season team records for runs, 676, home runs, 160, RBIs, 632, walks, stolen bases, total bases, slugging percentage, all that stuff. But most importantly, what got us to that record-breaking season in wins were those runs, those home runs, those RBIs. Really nice to see. as a Yard Goat fan, and how lucky am I to be doing the Goat Gazette for the first time in such a awesome, memorable Yard Goat season. Let's hope next season doesn't let us down. But I said that going into the second half playoffs, and my heart was broken. So we know what to expect next year in 2023. All right. Next thing, we had the team records. Let's go to some player records. This one was big because it happened in the last series. Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped over individual records of most call-ups. Actually, you know what? I have two of these. Let's go with this. Most call-ups directly to the majors from the Yard Goats. Two guys, Noah Davis and Gavin Hollowell, just jumped right over the Isotopes and went up to the Colorado Rockies. And also Ezekiel Tovar had like a cup of coffee in Albuquerque, then went up to the Colorado Rockies. And as we've talked about here on the Goat Gazette, Michael Tolia went up to the Isotopes, had a 3 home run game. And then got brought up to the Rockies, where he's hit, I think, a couple home runs up there in Colorado. Well, his first one was actually in Atlanta. You could check that out on a previous Goat Gazette. But that's all our call-ups. And since I don't have the graphic with me, unfortunately, Aaron Shunk had, I believe, a record for either most stolen bases or most RB. And I don't remember what it was, but Aaron Shunk set a team record this year. And also, as we talked about already on the show, not this show, previous shows, Michael Tolia broke the single season Yard Goat home run record with 23. And in the last series of the year, Brenton Doyle tied him up. So 2 players from this season, the 2022 season, are home run champions of the Hartford Yard Goats, and that's just really cool that myself and my family were able to be at so many of those games seeing those home runs. Anyway, all right, let's move on. You know what? I just talked about Brenton Doyle breaking the single-season home run record. No, tying Michael Tolia. Correction there. I have another set of highlights for you. We had our home run party with Shunk and Datris and Montano. How about a home run party in the Binghamton series with just Brenton Doyle? Here's a few that he shot out of the park, and he had a great batting average and a lot of home runs against the rival Rumble Ponies. So let's check this out. Here's a few Brenton Doyle. Here's his own home run party.
Here's the 2-0 on the way from Parsons. That one smoked into center field, driving McElwain back to the track at the wall, looking up, and it is off the batter's eye and gone. That's Brenton Doyle's 21st home run of the season. RBIs 62 and 63, and Hartford has grabbed a 5-0 lead, and my goodness, did that one get out quick.
So it's Doyle who bats from the right side, 2 on, 1 out. Stovall and Collins take their leads, and that's driven down the left field line by Doyle. Cortez looks up, and this ball is gone. A 3-run homer right down the left field line for Brent Doyle. He continues to hurt the Ponies with the long ball, and it extends Hartford's lead to 5-0 here in the 7th.
Here's the 1-2 from Geber. That one hit high and deep into left field. Cortez giving it a run. He's looking up, and that one is way out of here. Onto the train tracks in left center field. A long home run for Brenton Doyle. 23rd homer of the season and 67th RBI. A homer in back-to-back nights. And it's a 6-4 Hartford advantage.
So that's the 6th homer this year for Doyle against the Rumble Ponies. And now 17 RBI.
And I mean, clearly the Rumble Ponies were not aware of him doing what he did to the home run record there. But congratulations, Brenton Doyle, on the home run record. You and Michael Tolia, your fan favorites, so you deserve it. People, I am well aware, and I want you to know I'm aware of the internet issues that I deal with in this show with the pixelation and the jumping. I've done all of the troubleshooting that I can do here with the modem and what's attached to the internet and all of that. The next step, believe me, I'm working on it. Next step, I'm bringing in my internet company. If they can't fix it by coming to the house and fixing it, switching internet providers, whatever has to be done. I will continue to improve this Goat Gazette. But here we go. We got to go to our final segment of the show. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called On a Side Note. On a side note, the split season playoff thing in minor league baseball, in my opinion, really sucks. Teams get screwed. I'm going to bring up some graphics here for you, but I knew this would happen. And as soon as they announced that it was going to be a split season, I laugh. I'm like, there's going to be a team that does really good, then stinks it out. And another team's going to, and some team that did well consistently all season is going to get screwed. Well, little did I know that was going to be the Hartford Yard Goats. But before we get to the Eastern Northeast Division, let's go to the Southeast. Look at this. The Erie Sea Dogs had the best record and made the playoffs. No problem there. Then you have the next three teams. The Akron, what are those? The Rubber Ducks, the Altoona Curve, the Bowie Bay Sox. Then finally, the Richmond Flying Squirrels at 66 and 71 made the playoffs because they did so good in the first half, then literally tanked the rest of the season. And Akron, Altoona, and Bowie get shoved aside, even though all of them have better records. Richmond didn't even have a winning record. You have to go up to Altoona and Akron, who both ended the season. Akron, 79 and 59, 20 games, over 500. Well, I think it's 10 games, but it's 20 more wins than losses. And they didn't make the playoffs to play the team that was better by one game. Erie and Akron should have been the playoff in the Southwest. Oh, Southwest, they're calling it. I thought it was, okay. In this Eastern Division, Southwest. No question about it. Akron got royally screwed. Altoona got screwed. I mean, Bowie, they don't have a winning record anyway. I don't think they should be there, but they're still better than the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Let's move to the Northeast. I get heated with this because it's so aggravating that a team could be one game worse than the team that won the division, and they don't make the playoffs in a one division thing. We're not talking about like 4 divisions and there's a wild card. No, top 2 teams should make it. Here we go. The Northeast of the Eastern League, Somerset makes it. Awesome. No problem. They were dominant the first half of the season, dominant the second half of the season. I respect that. I have no problem with them going to the playoffs. And there we are in second place. The Hartford Yard Goats at 77 and 60 don't make the playoffs because the Portland Sea Dogs, who had a better second half than we did, make the playoffs. We were 2 games ahead of them. 1 game, 2.5 games. I don't know. I don't have that moved. Whatever. Still a better, 2 more wins than the Portland Sea Dogs. They make the playoffs. Now, in the end, Portland got eliminated easily. Good. Not that it's Portland's fault, but it makes me hate you. And also point Somerset or the Sea Dogs should have won it. Somerset won it all and became the 2022 Eastern League champion. So thank you so much for joining me this season of the Goat Gazette. Do not think that over the off season I'm going to be gone. I'm still going to be putting out episodes. I'm going to be actually asking some of you. There's a Hartford Yard Goats Facebook group. Check it out. Get in there. I'm going to ask some questions, what topics you might want to talk about. I may talk about other baseball things. Like in our last episode, I talked a little bit about Zach Hampel on a side note. I may talk about the frustration that I feel watching. I'm a Yankee fan, watching Aaron Judge tie Roger Maris as of this date. Ty Roger Maris, what's bothering me about it? That's a cliffhanger. Or I want to talk about Yard Goats who may be moving up, Yard Goats that may be staying with us next season. Merchandise, what's my favorite? What's your favorite? What looks the best? Dunkin' Donuts Park, amenities, all these things. And of course, the 2023 schedule is out. As soon as they announce the special game days, I'm going to figure out my schedule, let you know it, and we can all decide when maybe we can all meet up at a Hartford Yard Goats game. That's it here from the studio. I am your host, Midnight Mike, and I am completely unprepared to play the ending, but now I am. I can't wait to see everybody next time here on the Goat Gazette.